In case any of you are wondering, no, this is not Bedhead. This is just me with my hair combed back and letting it air dry, as opposed to using a blow dryer, which is what I used to do. I'll probably go back to doing it eventually, sometimes I was just feeling lazy. But then again, that does remind me what today is. It's Saturday! Woo! Yep, it's Saturday. Arguably the best day of the week. Argument can be made for Friday, but Saturday is also cool. So, yeah, in the midst of completely forgetting what I want to talk about yesterday, how about I fix some of that with the fact that was a really good episode of Hot Ones the other day. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the Hot Ones, the show with hot questions, even hotter wings. I love that show. I mean, as you all know, chicken wings are the hors d'oeuvre on my full course menu of life. As such, they're really, honestly, the more I think about it, the more I realize it's not the wings necessarily. It's the sauce, or whatever you put on it. I guess it's one of the reasons why I love chicken wings so much is because, chicken wings are basically, small and pretty. Well, they range in size, actually, but, they're hors d'oeuvres, meant to, use your fingers. So, they're, small side, but A, you can have a lot of them, which is nice. And even though it'd be very unhealthy for you to do so. And B, again, there are so many different things like sauces and rubs and just ways of making them that are just so great that, that's why I love wings so much. Can't believe it took me till now to realize that. Anyway, so, Anyway, this past episode of Hot Ones, I mean, of all people, Michael Cera. It was quite an interesting episode, I must say. I really liked it. Then again, I always liked Michael Cera. In fact, believe it or not, this actually reminds me of... No, this isn't a TP Tales, ladies and gentlemen. But I was Attorney Polly when this happened. After I saw Superbad, I really did like Michael Cera as an actor. And I had never seen Arrested Development because I kind of grew up in a very conservative household, and shows like that were a little bit, not good for me necessarily. And so, I never really saw Arrested Development. But I sadly ended up seeing Year One. Honestly, because Michael Cera and Jack Black were in it, and I like those guys. Honestly, it wasn't their fault that movie was bad. I swear the writing was just poor. But, I do like supporting Jack Black and Michael Cera. I do. Those guys are awesome. Although Jack Black is another guest that Hot Ones should have. Or Kyle Gass. Or you know what? How about Tenacious D on Hot Ones? That'd be awesome. Seriously, Hot Ones. Sean Evans. Anyone. From Verse We Feast. Get Tenacious D to be guest on Hot Ones. That episode is going to be awesome. I can just picture it now. Tenacious D eats the spicy hot wings of destiny. That'd be awesome. There, I just gave you guys the title for that episode. So, you can thank me later. Anyway. Anyway, back to Michael Cera. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. So, there was one Saturday night where we had the option of going to go see a movie, and it had been a while since I've seen a movie, so, I'm going to go see a movie. And this is back when I was Attorney Polly, by the way. And there were two movies that were playing. Well, there were a couple movies that were playing, but, the movie I saw that night was Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, because, well, for starters, Michael Cera was in. I like Michael Cera, and the other reason is, I mean, come on. How often are you going to see a movie when your own name is technically in the title? I mean, how does that not at least pique your curiosity? You know what? I ended up really liking it. Although, funny enough, one of the trailers I got when I saw Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist was for a movie that some of my other brothers went to go see at that time, which was a movie called Sex Drive, which is good. I do like that movie, but honestly, I'm pretty sure I made the right call. Because I'm pretty sure, even though, yeah, I'm pretty sure the critics on Rotten Tomatoes like Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist over Sex Drive. Oh, for those of you who don't know, basically Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist involves, a guy overcoming a breakup, and he meets this girl named Nora, and it's all sorts of crazy shenanigans in the city of New York. And Sex Drive is basically two guys steal one of the guys' brother's car to impress a girl that they met online. Wow, the more I say it out loud, the more I realize I really did make the right call in terms of both writing and overall story. Anyway, so yeah. And when I saw Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, I liked it. I liked the music. I liked the soundtrack that was in it. It made me laugh. It was funny. And Michael Cera and, at the time, Kat Dennings were funny. They really were. Although that being said, though, Kat Dennings did not need to be in the Thor movies. And Two Broke Girls lasted a lot longer than it should have. So yeah, there's that. And what I'm working on is actually, as of right now, the project I'm working on. I'm working with several other people, and in our free time we play a game called the Initials game. And basically, the Initials game is I come up with initials for something that's obviously two words, and you ask questions to see what it is. And I really gotta thank my time at both Horseheads and Trinity Pauling, because I am absolutely slaying everybody with my knowledge of literary characters. I'm not even kidding. I can't tell you how many people I've stumped using characters from the works of Shakespeare. Seriously, like it took people forever to realize that RM and JC stand for Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet. Or Capulet, however you like to say it. Although, funny enough, another time I stumped everybody, I used JC for Julius Caesar, and I completely forgot that Shakespeare actually did a play on the tragedy of Julius Caesar. Which is rather sad, because the tragedy of Julius Caesar is one of quite a few plays I read throughout my time at Horseheads and Trinity Pauling. In fact, I can actually name all of the stories that I've read and or seen. I never read Much Ado About Nothing, but I did see the version that Joss Whedon did. And for those who don't know, Joss Whedon was the creator of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, Firefly, and let's see what else. Oh yeah, The Avengers and Avengers: Age of Ultron. Yeah, so Much Ado About Nothing, very good stuff. So there was that. I mean, I've read A Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm pretty sure anyone who's watching this has at least heard of Romeo and Juliet. I read, again, The Tragedy of Julius Caesar. Beware the Ides of March. I actually remember using that on that video. That was actually on the day of the Ides of March, which would be March 15th, for those of you who do not know. It's actually easy to remember because Pi Day, which is March 14th, is the day before. So, there you go. So, yeah. Much Ado About Nothing, A Midsummer Night's Dream, The Tragedy of Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet. I've read Othello. I've read Hamlet. And I'm pretty sure I read something else too. Did I? Much Ado About Nothing, Midsummer Night's Dream. I'm sorry. A Midsummer Night's Dream, Much Ado About Nothing. Or two of his comedies I read. The Tragedy of Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Othello. Honestly, the only one of like his most famous works of what I didn't read was actually Macbeth. And funny enough, in the Dan building at Trinity Pauling, which is pretty much where the majority of students have their classes, they actually have like giant posters of like several of Shakespeare's works, and Macbeth was literally right next to the door to the English class, to my room for English class. With, believe it or not, one of my teachers was the 16 of the right. Sorry, of the right, but I'm using my right hand to hold the phone. Anyway. Oh, actually, I'm using the iPod, but, you know, same basic principle. The point is I'm using a camera, ladies and gentlemen. So, there's that. So, yeah, the Macbeth was, like, right there, and I just never found an opportunity to read it. All I know is double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure Harry Potter did some sort of song about that. I don't know, maybe I'm just sort of forgetting that. Although, interesting fact about Macbeth, you can't, for those of you who don't know, you can't say the word Macbeth in the theater. Because whenever Macbeth was being produced on stage, you know, mysterious accidents and or tragedies would happen, which is quite unfortunate. So, whenever you're on stage and you're making a production of Macbeth, you absolutely need to refer to as that Scottish play. I'm sorry, I know I read one more of Shakespeare's works, but for the life of me, I can't remember what it is. And he actually wrote a lot of them. Like, I named pretty much like a lot of his famous ones, but he's done a lot more than that. You know, an interesting fact about Shakespeare is that there really isn't much on him historically. There really isn't. I mean, the movie Shakespeare in Love, which is actually a pretty solid movie, even with Ben Affleck's sort of bad performance, you know, that's historical fiction personified. But you know what isn't historical fiction personified? Every single one of these videos that I've made talking about me and me looking like a moron or entertaining you guys in some way, shape, or form, and you know what? That kind of makes me happy. So, like, favorite, share, and subscribe. I could use the support on YouTube. I'm humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopeful that we all have a wonderful Saturday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'm always going to have your back. So take care, everybody. And man, does it feel good doing it in the morning again.